This is another episode of the Flight Ringers podcast. I'm David King. That's Dan Spottswood.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
We are professional cartoonists, and we are Legion of Superheroes experts. Hey, fuck you.
What?
I said fuck you.
How do you hear me?
This is the ghost.
Did you finally fucking kill yourself?
This is the ghost speaking. I'm speaking to you from heaven.
I know that's not true.
I'm the ghost, and I'm from heaven, and I'm here to say fuck you. That was the ghost. I mean, I hope he comes back and can communicate with us back here in the physical realm and tell us what it's like on the other side.
That would be smooth.
I just hope he can't hear me saying that I did.
All those times you're like, that guy, I can't stand that guy.
Well, he wouldn't have heard him until the times after he passed away.
You can't, like, travel through time.
I don't think, no, that's impossible.
Can remote viewers see things in different times?
I think they might be able to see the future. You don't need to see the past as a remote viewer, right?
Did you ever listen to any of that shit, like Art Bell?
I never listened to much Art Bell, no.
Well, he's not around anymore. I'm pretty sure he's dead. But, I mean, that genre of radio show is still around, but they're all like anti-vax Trumpers now. So they talk about aliens, and then they talk about fixed elections.
Yeah, I mean, Coast to Coast is still going, right? It's different host. That guy, what's his name?
We can't remember.
George Knapp. He's in a bunch of UFO stuff, and I think he's kind of like you see interviews with him, and he's like, I'm just a journalist. I don't know anything about all this science stuff. But sometimes he seems like a charlatan type. I don't know.
You think? Yeah, I guess.
Well, I mean, like, I think a person can be like a journalist and report on UFO sightings or whatever without like, you know, trying to profit off of it or say one way or the other that this is real and shit like that. But then I think that guy also gets behind phony baloney people and is like, if his story is real, this could be groundbreaking and shit like that, you know? And it's like, well, if it's a huge if, that's where you're starting from, you know?
Right. I just remember Art Bell would take vacations and they'd have a guest host for a week or two. It'd never be like Art's on vacation. It would be like he'd say that he's getting too close to the truth and like the G-men or whatever are coming after him, so he has to go into hiding for a little while.
That's what they say. They don't say he's on vacation.
Right.
Yeah, I think Art Bell even became kind of a major Trumper type at the end.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just sort of a it's like a contrarian type of personality, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope I don't become one of those, you know? I like UFO shit and mysterious shit.
You don't think you're one of those guys? No.
I don't think I am. I hope I'm not. I was at this, it was like San Francisco Zine Fest one year. Mm-hmm. And I was hanging out behind the spark plug table. And like,
I was only kidding, David. I can't believe you're bringing this up again.
Were you there? Did you ever go to that show?
No.
Jesse Recklaw was there, and he was sitting at the table doing something weird, you know. And I like pulled out my camera or I don't know if it was my phone or my actual camera back then, but I like took a picture of Jesse Recklaw, you know, because he was kind of in that gang, you know. So I would talk to him a little bit or see him sometimes. Yeah. And then like a half hour later or 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, this woman came up, like she was older than me, you know, this 50-year-old lady. And she's like, you took a picture of me. I want you to delete that off your camera right now. And I'm like, I did? No, I didn't take a picture of you. I've never seen you before. You did. I saw you. I was standing right over there. And she pointed over by Jesse Recklaw, you know, and I'm like, no, I was taking a picture of that guy. He's a friend of mine. And she's like, you took a picture of me. I want you to delete it. Let me look at your photos. And I'm like, but like she got me and I started like, no, look, see, you know, instead of just saying, fuck off, you're insane, which I should have done. I'm like, let me see, you know, and I
that would be tough. That would be tough.
But then eventually I'm like, look, if I have a picture of you and I see it, I will definitely delete it, you know, because I was annoyed by her and she wouldn't let up. But she was like this cuckoo person, you know. I'm still so mad about it.
What did she think? Did she think you were like some sort of sex pest or something? Or like,
I have no idea. You know, it's like, well, you know, you're not my type. You know, you're like you're like this. It had to have been whatever. I was 30. Now I was more like 34 or something. You know what I mean? But no, this lady was not my age. She was just this random middle-aged lady. You know what I mean?
Right.
She wasn't wearing a bikini. She was just this regular person, like not somebody you're going to take a picture of. Just like she got just a lunatic
or something.
Yeah, exactly. Just wandered in.
Oh, she wasn't even an exhibitor?
I believe she was just walking around
then she's definitely...
yeah, for real. If she's not another cartoonist trying to buy my comic or trying to trade with me, lunatic.
Yeah.
What other reason would you have to be there?
Why else would you be there?
But it's like, like I entertained her baloney for like way longer than I should have. You know what I mean? And I still never said just goodbye.
I get that impulse though. I feel like I would be like, look, I obviously, because I'd feel like I need to, I would have done the same thing, even if it was the wrong thing to do. Because I'd be nervous. She was thinking I was some sort of pervert or something like that. Like, look, no, I was taking a picture of my friend. God damn it.
Right. Yeah. But it's like, I didn't even.
But you're right. You probably should be like, nope.
I didn't even think that. It's like, no, I'm not. Why would I take a picture of you? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not taking pictures of anybody except my friend. Mm-hmm. And I still am like, yeah, look at my thing. Here, look. Instead of being like, I'm not going to show you my photos. Get lost. Right. You know, that's what I should have said. But instead, I'm like trying to be nice and trying not to get this whatever. I don't know. And I'm sure they didn't have like a security detail. And if they did, they'd probably be on the side of the guy behind the table instead of the crazy lunatic out there.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was awful. It made me feel terrible. And like afterwards, I'm like, oh, what the fuck, you know?
So weird.
Yeah. Super weird. Super fucked up.
She's probably dead.
I bet she died of COVID because she probably wouldn't take the shot.
Right. So did you read the comic?
Yeah, but I didn't really get a chance to think too much about it, but I read it.
I don't know that there's much to think about. Did it have a letter column? Because I didn't have access to one.
I didn't look. I read it on the website too, so I don't know.
Is it just a regular priced comic? It seems like it's like 28 pages, I think.
You think it's longer than normal?
For sure. I think it's like close to 30 pages.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, on the front, maybe it says something like, now more pages.
It doesn't. Maybe one of the last couple said that.
Yeah, it does. Look under the 60 cents.
Oh, it does say more pages. Huh. Wonder how many months that's been on there.
Like probably 1 month.
They probably put it on there every month.
Right.
You know, it's like putting the world's favorite comic book magazine on top of Fantastic Four. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And you don't elaborate, and it doesn't matter.
You don't mention that the more pages are more ads.
Yeah. Well, you want to try and talk about the comic book?
Yes.
Or skip it for today?
No, we can talk.
We've been talking about something else for 90 minutes. Talk about this comic book. Legion of Superheroes 283. You said you liked the cover. Jim Aparo cover. I love, well, the cover's fine. What I really love is the lower right quadrant. It reminds me a lot of like Steve Ditko, like pre-superhero, when he was doing kind of his sort of horror, scary comics. Wait, the lower right with the frightened woman?
Yes.
Yeah, right here.
Yes.
It is kind of a Ditko-ish kind of pose.
It looks like something I'd see on the cover of like Strange Tales in the 50s, early 60s.
I mean, Aparo's kind of a Charlton guy. Mm-hmm. You suppose he was he picked up a little something from Ditko, hanging out in the bullpen at Charlton Comics.
It's a shame that nothing like that is in the comic, because that looks more interesting than anything that happens in this book.
Well, that happens in the comic to a degree. It doesn't make any sense in the comic, whereas on the cover, this kind of does make sense. Like if he had done this,
it's sort of like The Fly or something. Like, I want to see what you look like under that hood or something. Right. And he pulls up the mask and she's just horrified. Like he doesn't exist at all anymore under there.
Yeah. I mean, that is a total, it's a very big flaw in that whole subplot. Mm-hmm. I don't know when we get to it, I guess. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this cover kind of tells you about all you need to know about this whole comic. You almost don't need to read it.
Yeah, it's a pretty good cover.
Totally screams fill-in issue all the way. Got this guy doing the cover who's never done any Legion stuff. and Spotlight on Wildfire, talking to some Legion Academy recruits or Legion tryout guys.
I'm fairly certain this is an inventory story. Like Roy Thomas has already kind of left, and he had one story, like a fill-in issue or something that he had done ahead of time, and they just needed to use it because Levitz actually, I thought he started on this one, but he actually started 2 issues previous. They even introduced him as the new scripter. And Roy Thomas is still there as, I guess, the plotter.
Oh, is that how it works? Yeah, I kind of remembered it as like Levitz plotted and then somebody else dialogued or something, but it could easily be the reverse of that.
Right. The previous 2 issues, I think, were finishing up something Roy Thomas did. So maybe he wrote the plot, the basic outline, and then Levitz finished it up. But this one, Levitz has nothing to do with. And Roy Thomas is back full time here. So I'm thinking like this must have been like a fill-in that they had.
Yeah, and Paul Levitz a little bit of time to ramp up all the crazy new changes he's going to start in the next issue.
And I erroneous, I can't say that word today.
It's okay.
I lied to you last week when we were talking about this. I thought this was the one that got reprinted into Tales. It was not. The Tales issue I was thinking of actually covered Superboy 195 and 201, which were like the first 2 appearances of Wildfire. They put them in there back to back because they were both like half stories in the back of Superboy before it became like a regular feature, I guess. And those, for some reason, I still don't get it. They plugged that in to their reprints instead of issue 18 of the Baxter series. They just skipped over that one, which is the one with the Infinite Man on the cover.
I vaguely remembered that from when we did a video about that one, right? And I'm like,
I can't figure out why they omitted it, but
I think it was just because it was a Crisis crossover issue.
Right. Well, the issue previous, though, was reprinted, and it's Crisis related, too. I think it's the one that starts with, like, Brainiac 5 crying on the first page.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, maybe they just saw how much that Infinite Man issue stunk and didn't want to reprint it.
It's a great cover, though. Could be. And, yeah, it's weird having a big Crisis crossover 1 year later, I guess.
Right. I mean, it happened 1,000 years in the future after the Crisis happened, but
I'm guessing at this time, Wildfire was probably, he had to be one of the most popular characters. So they're probably looking for an excuse to have an issue featuring him, reprinting his origin.
Yeah. Wildfire is like the Wolverine of the Legion of Superheroes.
Right. Which this issue undermines a little bit, but
by making him a wimp.
It's like that other issue we covered where he's briefly human. He's just not what you expect. I'm expecting someone stockier, maybe with a mustache, like someone who could maybe kick my ass. I don't know. But I've sort of incorporated that into my headcanon. I like that he's sort of a poser. Like he was like this wimpy little Michael J. Fox looking guy. And then he just decided to reinvent himself as Ben Grimm or something once he became Wildfire. Because nobody actually saw him as Drake Burroughs.
In this one, when they flash back to his days as a college guy, he's an underachiever. He's about to drop out. So I don't know. It kind of makes sense that he's like chasing skirts instead of studying.
Right. And that's a retcon that makes sense because I think he introduced himself in his first or second appearance saying that probably when he was describing his origin, he said he was an engineer.
Yeah.
But then, of course, the character sort of developed over time into that kind of Ben Grimmish kind of guy, and it didn't make sense that he would be any good at that.
They correct that in this issue. I mean, to start off with in this comic, Wildfire is doing an additional tryout with these 3 new characters because they really want to be in the Legion really bad. He whips them. It's Crystal Kid, Bob Cohan is his name, as I recall, Bob Cohan, and Lamprey and Nightwind.
These couple pages have like ridiculously bad, clunky exposition telling the names of the characters and their real names, and it reminds me a lot of those toy license books that came out in the 80s where the Transformers are dumping 30 new characters that you have to have in the book. So they're all calling each other by their full names and sort of working in their personality or abilities into the conversations they're having with each other.
Yeah, and it's in this one, it's sort of like writing it that way. It kind of inflates the importance of these guys. Like this is their second appearance, and like the fact that we get all that information about them again, and that Wildfire decides to take them into his confidence and tell he's like, I haven't even told my teammates this story about my origin, but I'm going to tell you three wannabes this story. It's like, oh, you guys are trying to build up these new characters to be
right, like
to
they
be
might
something,
be introduced into the team or get their own series.
Right, exactly. And I think maybe the girl characters become like lifers at Legion Academy or something. Crystal Kid, I don't think we see him much at all ever again.
He has the best name, though. It sounds the most like a old Legion name.
And actually, you know what? These guys are in the Legion Handbook and have nice John Workman pinups. Do you remember these things?
Did they get full pages?
Nah, but they're in the Amazing World of DC Comics Legion Outpost sections. I combined them in my bootleg duplicate here, but like we've got here's a nice drawing of Nightwing. She becomes Nightwind, but I think it's the same design here. This is John Workman. Transporter Boy. That's not one of them.
I see Crystal Kid on page 53.
Yeah, we got Crystal Kid and Lamprey over here. They look a little different too, but
and Lamprey's got she's got a Legion belt.
Yeah,
or maybe it's a Lamprey belt, I guess, but it looks pretty close to what they end up wearing 10, 15 years later.
This thing shows a bunch of Legion applicants.
How did Thunderbow not make it?
I don't know. Yeah, he's like bow and arrow guy. He could be taking out Validus and stuff, and Mordru, this super wizard galactic conqueror with his little bow and arrow.
Well, do we know? Do these guys? I don't think. Did they end up in the academy? They should have been in the academy.
I think Lamprey definitely was.
Okay,
she was either in the academy or in like the new substitute heroes or something like that. Which I think those were academy people, weren't they?
Right. See, the way this issue ends, I feel like he had no intention of ever allowing them in the team.
Oh, really?
Because one, he tells them he's going to tell them something that no one else on the team knows. So why would he reveal his secret to them and then let them join the team? They could tell everyone else. And second, he says, if we ever need to have tryouts again, you guys will be the first I'll call. Like, why doesn't he refer them to the academy?
That's true. I mean, we read that Dawnstar one, and it showed Wildfire as an instructor at the academy, I guess, or I don't know if he was just doing a 1 day workshop since he was the leader of the Legion at that point. So he does seem to have some kind of relationship with the Legion Academy too. So yeah, he could easily have been like, hey, maybe you guys should think about joining the Legion Academy. Take this brochure. Call up Bouncing Boy. He runs everything. But yeah, instead he gave him flight rings at the end.
That's true.
But he also said, don't call us, we'll call you, I guess.
Right. See, I think they should have revealed that he's like a 48-year-old man. Like a big, fat 48-year-old guy with male pattern baldness. And that's why he talks like that. And he's like, yeah, I was a teenager. When I got this power.
I was 19. I was in college. All the women wanted me.
Right.
I mean, there's still some interesting stuff in the backstory that's conjured up for this issue.
Yeah.
Whether it's true or not, I guess. I think there's still a way that they could build on this story and have that shit that you just said be accurate, you know?
Right.
As if, Wildfire is always trying to cover and hide something in his past.
Right.
It's kind of an interesting angle that they should have explored. Look, this is one of those. This is one of those out of context comic book panels that they would memeify. This one where he's got this white stuff all over his face.
Oh yes.
I was just going to say the Wildfire is a creep. He's a creeper.
A little bit, but it's weird. It seems to all be bluster, right? Because He's definitely talking to them inappropriately by today's standards. I guess things loosen significantly in the next 1,000 years. But saying they're the most attractive Legion applicants we've had in the galaxy's age.
Don't you think he says that to all the girl Legion applicants?
Right. Because he's trying to put the moves on Dawnstar,
he
too.
Started dating Dawnstar. Yeah, he's like, hey, Dawnstar, I know you're only in the academy, but I think you show a lot of potential. Maybe you should try out for the regular team.
Right.
I'm the leader, by the way.
But when they try to kiss him simultaneously, like the gum commercial, no.
Yeah, he cracks, right? He loses his shit. And he hits him. Well, he almost kills
I know.
Lamprey.
Well, it's got to be your worst nightmare. Like two super hot chicks are like coming at you at the same time and you have no dick. It's like, why?
Oh, you think he's like, yeah, why is this happening now? God damn it.
That would be my luck. It's a Twilight Zone ending. Yeah.
I mean, we've talked a lot about how he could probably have a dick if he can have a body.
Right.
I mean, they show a blueprint of his suit a little later on. We'll have to examine that. Maybe there is no room for a dick in there.
Cod piece.
But yeah, like it's silly because he's like, hey, you fucking hot babes. Hey, and then they're like, oh, to complete this game, let's both kiss him on his stupid frozen ice cold visor.
Right.
And he's like, it's funny. It's a funny twist. It really humanizes Wildfire.
Yeah. It's a little weird. Like he's sort of being suggestive with them. And then when they actually go for it, he's like, what? I'm not that kind of guy.
Right. I can also see him being that type of person, like who sees these really traditional gender roles. Like, it's okay for men to like slap a girl on the ass, but if a girl slaps a guy on the ass, he doesn't know what to do and he's scared. And
does he hit them or does he just? Because one of them says her fight ring is damaged, right? Yeah,
it's either damaged or they don't quite know how to use them. Oh, I think that it's established when he's fighting them a little bit earlier that they don't quite know how to use the flight rings to their fullest extent. And so maybe he doesn't hit them, but he pushes them away and they can't. They're up in the air for the first time and don't know what to do.
Maybe he gave them defective flight rings. Maybe that's what he gives them at the end. Like he gives them the broken ones. Like...
hoping they'll die.
Okay, fly off. We'll call you back.
Yeah, he's like, two people can't keep a secret.
Right.
He gets all bent out of shape when they kiss him. He apologizes and feels he has to explain, and then he tells them his deep, dark, pre-Legion autobiography.
That's right. So this would be the first time probably we see what he looked like.
He looks like a jock, Wildfire, or Drake Burroughs in the past. Wildfire's alter ego, the once human version of Wildfire.
That's true. He does have kind of a Flash Thompson look in some of this, which makes more sense than the way he was drawn later when we see him return to human form.
Yeah, he looks a lot softer in those later ones. The Terry Shoemaker style.
Yeah, right.
Like if you take Eric Stoltz and Michael J. Fox and roll them together, that's what the tales of the Legion restored Wildfire looks like.
This one makes more sense. Like he looks like kind of a meathead.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm going to drop out of school. He tells the professor he's about to drop out of school. The professor's like, you have potential if you'd apply yourself. And he's like, I've already decided to drop out. And the professor rightly is like, then fuck you. I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
Right.
But then he meets this hot girl. I like the future that this comic's all drawn by this guy, Howard Bender. I like the future that this guy wants to happen because everybody is just wearing a one-piece swimsuit.
Right.
I guess it's hot there. Like there's the climate catastrophe has reached a head and it's always over 100 degrees on the planet or something. So everybody's wearing a swimsuit.
It could be, but of course the Legion has a long history of especially the ladies walking around in next to nothing. I mean,
yeah.
Dream Girl's costume is basically a bathing suit and some high heels.
Right.
And then once Grell gets on board, forget about it. Everybody's wearing string bikinis.
She turns out to be the daughter of this college professor, but she's bringing some papers to the dad, and she's basically in a sub Grell level of coverage costume.
Those are bio tapes, by the way.
Oh, biotapes?
Not papers.
And so Wildfire, I mean, Drake Burroughs is attracted to this babe, but she gives him the cold shoulder, and he doesn't care because he's got another babe who's his girlfriend, and he's totally in love with her.
Yep.
And he meets her, and he's like, hey, what do you say we do a bit of homework on primitive mating rituals?
Man, this guy needs some sensitivity training.
Yeah, but she's into it. She's like, it sounds like fun. And the great caption box, it was fun.
Yes, and a great panel too. I mean, he's got some moves there. I think that's my favorite panel in the issue.
It is good. It's like he's drawn right in the center of the panel too.
Right.
That's Drake Burroughs. Yeah, there's good drawings in this, actually. I read a little bit about Howard Bender. He didn't do much, he did some Legion stuff.
Did a bunch of Archie, I think, but probably most of it was like later in his career.
Right. It sounds like in this time period, he was like a production guy doing like paste ups and stuff for Marvel and DC.
Yeah, I looked up a lot of his credits, a lot of the books he did, and he was actually like the letterer on several of them. I think he inked a few.
Yeah. But he did this. He did that, the section in Legion 300, the John Fort section, or the early Silver Age section.
And I think the last issue we might have covered from the Levitz era, I think he drew that one too, didn't he? Didn't he draw the Green Lantern?
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah. That may be... Yeah, that's like all the Legion work he did, huh? The Green Lantern thing was, what was it, Bender and Hunt or something, right?
Might be.
And some of it was supposed to look like Silver Age, but it didn't look like that at all, right? Like the inking was not right.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Hunt.
Wrong. Hunt you must be wrong about the inker.
Must be.
Hunt would have nailed that.
Oh, yeah.
I read somewhere Keith Giffen really admired his work.
Yeah, that was on Wikipedia. I meant to follow that up. I didn't get a chance to, though. He must have said it in some article.
Dave. You're right. It was Dave Hunt. God damn it.
Mm-hmm. Now, is Howard Bender the guy who did that thing that was like the thing that Giffen redrew for the Great Darkness Saga collection? Was that a Howard Bender comic?
That may have been, because I thought he had done 4 issues, not 3.
Yeah, I wonder if that's the other one. But I don't know. I
really love it so much I'm redrawing it.
Yeah, I hope they didn't screw him out of royalties just so they could have Keith Giffen and Paul Levitz on the whole book.
Oh, shit. Yeah, why did he redraw it? Did they add some detail to it? I
don't think they did.
Did they rewrite it?
No, I think it was almost 1-to-1.
Weird.
I kind of got the impression it was just so that we could have the credits read Levitz and Giffen. But it's not like it's not like it looked the same, like Giffen redrew it in
oh yeah, I remember
1990 art style or something.
Right, it was almost incongruous in a way because his style had changed so much.
Yeah,
over that time, it matched the rest of the book less. Okay, so he has sex with this girl in the park. Yeah, and then he goes back to work and he gets vaporized. Is he like singing a song here? It's kind of a funny panel of him goofing around there. Yeah, he's just clowning around. Yeah, who knows what he's sticking doing? The blowtorch up a coworker's butt? What kind of screwing around is he doing here? I don't know. It's funny. It's like that drawing totally says this guy's fucking around. Right. But it's not. It's not specific. It's not evident whatsoever. What he's doing. Right. He's just being a goof. Mm-hmm. 1 minute you're being a goof, the next minute you're enveloped in anti-energy and no one can approach you. Maybe he's singing into the torch. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's he's doing microphone. You lost that love and feeling or something. I don't know. I bet it is. Hilarious. It is. It's also kind of funny. There's a lot of kind of parallels between him and Sunboy. But a dumb version. Well, I mean, Sunboy's kind of dumb, but... Right. He's the poor version of Sunboy. I think we even talked about this one other time, right? Right. He's an orphan, and he's dumb, and he's working he's not. He lies about being an astro engineer. He's just a dude, and he fucks around and it gets evaporated. I'm not so sure he's an orphan. He says he is in this comic. I know. Maybe that's just a line he uses, because... Do you remember? I think we covered it. Didn't we cover the issue where their parents were all... Oh. I'm pretty sure he had parents.
I do kind of vaguely remember that. I know he has a brother.
Oh, right.
Way later on.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy there's a lot to explore with Wildfire. His spotlight issue should not be this. It should be better than this. I mean, the next spotlight on Wildfire better be fucking cool and talk about some shit that whatever he doesn't remember, or that these people kept from him, or something like that.
Right.
Or about what happened to his parents.
There are some good things in this. It's not all bad. I think it's an entertaining comic. It's certainly not the definitive Wildfire origin, though.
No, I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I didn't mean to say that I didn't like this comic or that it's bad. Actually, I do think it's good, and I think it sets up a lot of stuff for Wildfire that unfortunately never gets explored at all. Right. And I mean, it couldn't really, like in a book like this, in a comic book like this, where you got 20 other people, and it's for 8-year-olds or whatever. But like, there's some interesting setup stuff in this.
I love the, what is it, like when he takes antimatter form in this? I mean, it kind of doesn't make sense because for some reason he can hold his shape. Maybe it's sort of like over time he's no longer able to do that. But he looks really cool, like the effect they use and the yellows in the middle.
Right.
Like that would be a great character like that. They should just have a character walking around looking like that.
Yeah, that would be much cooler than the perpetually like stuck in the 70s looking Wildfire costume.
Right. He also seems, I guess we don't know if they hear him, but he seems to be speaking. But that kind of comes and goes, right? Like maybe in the later issues he can talk to people in energy form again.
Yeah, I don't know.
But for a time he needed the suit to like synthesize speech.
Yeah, in this they make it, he's like, I sound so different because the new suit is making his speech.
Right. Well, there were issues maybe when he first came back, when he had finally gotten back to the Legionnaires, but he couldn't communicate with any of them. Like they couldn't hear him, and maybe they couldn't even see him in his energy form before he found a suit. And
they covered that a little bit here. He gets turned into this energy form, and the guy who is his college professor, and I guess who's in charge of the plant where Drake Burroughs now works, and just happens to have this containment suit in his pocket for when a guy turns into an antimatter energy creature.
Awfully convenient.
Yeah, they go through the process of putting him in the suit. Wildfire shows us a little blueprint of the suit, and there's a lot more robotics in the suit than I thought there would be. Like the energy must just be like a battery for all the electronics and stuff that becomes the man of Wildfire. But he's also still can inflate the suit like it's made out of rubber.
Right. I kind of like the narrative thing, the trick here, where it almost reminds me of like an 80s movie or something where the action freezes and the narrator's like, wait, before we get any further, I need to do an aside here. The dialogue balloon does that with this.
It's kind of incongruous too. And I was reading this on the DC website thing, and it almost seemed like this blueprint part didn't fit because it's just sort of interjected between like these two panels, but Wildfire is talking to the applicant guys, but it's just right in the middle of like they're having the countdown when they're about to transfer the energy into the suit, and then Wildfire's like, let me tell you about the suit, and then they get back to the countdown, and then there's an overload,
But see, I think it works. Because unless
I just felt like they had the panels out of order when I was reading it on the website thing where it shows the stupid panel view, and it takes away the context.
Right. Because unless there's something about what he's describing in the diagram that you need to know for the bottom half of the page, it doesn't make sense for him to interject here.
Right. It doesn't fit there. But there's no other better place for it.
Yeah.
Oh, there is a part here where the professor tries to tell Wildfire's girlfriend that he's dead. It's complicated here where the scientists are keeping it a secret that he's not dead. He's just antimatter energy now. But they're not going to tell anybody. The girlfriend gets the idea that he's dead, and she freaks out and runs away. And it's not the last time she'll freak out and run away in this comic.
Right.
But she thinks he's dead, even though no one has actually told her that he's alive.
Has that happened yet?
Yeah, it's another part where it's just kind of shoehorned in the middle of the whole process of whatever they're doing. They're putting Anakin Skywalker in the Darth Vader costume here.
It kind of makes it more interesting, but also a little awkward and strange. Like, it's sort of like Roy had two ideas. What should happen to his girlfriend? Like, which is going to be the more heartbreaking way to go with it? Like, either she tries to kill him because he inadvertently, causes her father's death, or he can't bear to tell her who he really is. So he kind of has him like have two relationships going on, so he can get his heart broken twice at the end.
Yeah. So the original actual girlfriend is heartbroken because she thinks he's dead, and then the beautiful redhead, who's the daughter of the professor, eventually falls in love with Drake Burroughs. Mm-hmm. But then, the father dies. The crazy twist is that the father dies because the containment suit was supposed to be for the father to save his life. It was his iron lung or something. Wildfire disappears for a year in the suit. The father dies.
Wait, we're not there yet.
We can go over the finer details as we flip through. But so now the redhead simultaneously loves Drake Burroughs, but also resents him and hates him. And she actually tries to kill him. Yeah,
and there's some interesting... It's another thing they could have done more with. Like, it's weird that the life support suit just so happens to contain this guy in antimatter form. Mm-hmm. It makes you wonder, like, maybe the old man from prolonged exposure to this stuff, maybe he's starting to turn into antimatter, or somehow there's some relationship between their ailments that would allow the suit to work for both of them.
Right, yeah, because the suit, like, they just showed us the blueprint. It's full of machinery and stuff. So this was not going to fit a man inside of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So what was going to happen? Like, what she says it two different times, like, to describe what his illness is, and it's like a wasting disease.
Yeah, maybe he's literally like wasting away, like he's losing his substance.
Right, like all his protons are flying away from his nuclei or something.
Right.
So he was working on this thing, but had to give it up, and he couldn't build another one. He had a whole year, and he couldn't build another one, I guess.
Right. Do you think like maybe the girl had bad intentions from the beginning? Because she's the one who doesn't want the authorities or anyone to know that Drake Burroughs is alive, because like it'll be easier to get rid of him to free up the suit later if no one knows.
That's an interesting idea. It seems as if potentially she doesn't have either Drake Burroughs' best interest at heart, or she's trying to cover up for something, or she's bad somehow.
Right.
But it's not.
I mean, she still may have developed feelings for him. But certainly initially, the excuse seems kind of flimsy. Like the public would be mad at us if they found out we were using him as a guinea pig. And it's like he's already essentially dead. Like, you're saving his life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure part of it is like trying to shoehorn the Roy Thomas story into the Carrie Bates story from 5 years ago and make it all cohesive, mm-hmm. or into the two Carrie Bates stories from 5 years ago and make it cohesive. I know that's got to be an issue. It turns into this like Back to the Future 2 type of stuff. But I mean, I think he did a good job. Here and there, it's like the motivations become a little strange, and he has to explain how, for example, Wildfire had a bunch of powers, and then he lost some of them when he tried out for the Legion. But then when he got blown up or whatever and used all his powers, he got those powers back. I don't know. It just seemed like it was like, oh, I had to cover my ass because in the first Wildfire story, he had all these powers, and the second one, he didn't. And now he has whatever powers we want him to have. And so I've got to make sure this all works out and explain everything in this fill-in issue. It's
kind of the Starboy thing all over, isn't it? Like,
kind of, yeah.
Once they maybe didn't even intend, he started out as a one-off character.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter that he had way too many powers. But then when they decided we need to keep him around, we need to depower him a little bit. So this story is kind of trying to explain why he doesn't have those powers anymore, right?
I guess so, but it also kind of sounded like he got some of them back.
He did?
I was confused as I read it.
Maybe he did.
Yeah. They have a little bit of pathos right after they put Wildfire in the suit. You know, they've got this panel where he's covering his face or his visor.
It works really good. I don't know the angle they're using or something. He manages to make that visor look sad.
Yeah, in a way,
or upset.
It's pretty good. I was trying to think if I felt that this was actually like a tragic character, or if this is just kind of just melodramatic and trying to manipulate me. I mean, I know they're always trying to manipulate me, but like, is this campy or is this legit tragic? Like this dude who's cool and hot, he has a hot girlfriend, and then he maybe even has a second hot girlfriend, or and then he loses his whole body, but then he still has his hot girl in love with him. But then I don't know, like his life gets kind of fucked,
Yeah. And this is another place where they really, instead of maybe just, dwelling on the same image over and over in the middle, they could have had a panel of him like going up to the mirror or something and lifting his helmet and realizing he doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. I think they could have done some much cooler stuff like the Jim Aparo shit on the cover.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think maybe they're trying to play it serious.
Well, yeah, I know that they are. I just wonder how I ought to take it, I guess.
Okay.
Like, is this, like, I mean, I didn't, I'm not going to cry for this Wildfire comic book, but like, right. Is it enough or is it too much in this, But yeah, like you said, they didn't even do the really logical over the top stuff where he like, like they in the comic, they sort of emphasize that he's like, I'm just a machine that has no feelings anymore. And like, I want to cry, but my tears are in my soul and not physical anymore. Right. But right. Like, yeah, the part, what you said just then was like, yeah, that would have been cool if he's like, I am physically nothing anymore.
Right.
And like, he opens his little visor and there's just like a bright light kind of, and that's all that exists in him anymore. Because that's even less existence than you still have a body, dude,
Right.
And you can talk and everything. So that's somehow a little bit less tragic than the realization that no, your whole physical being doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. I guess in a way I feel like it's not enough. Not that there's too much melodrama. Like there's not enough to make it hit home how horrible this is. Because if you think about it, it would be pretty horrible. But yeah.
They back off of it because he says something crazy like, I don't know. He says he is more resilient than he thought he was because he starts getting into learning how to use the suit and stuff and forgets that he's just a bag of energy or something.
Right. And can you remember, have we reached the point yet where the suit seems pretty disposable? Like he goes through like at least one an issue? Like he always has to carry a couple extra ones on board the ship?
I don't think so. I kind of feel like this is still at a point where the suit is really unique.
Right.
I don't really remember. Like he's such a prominent character, but like those kind of details, like that just all kind of blurs together where like, oh, can he talk in his energy form or not? How many suits does he have? Is he dating Dawnstar or not?
I was kind of surprised to see the balloon blow up scene. Maybe he'd done it a bunch before in the 70s and I just forgot about it, but that always seems so Giffen to me. The cartooniness of that. Right.
Yeah, it must have come from this though. I don't remember ever seeing it. Yeah, Giffen always had him explode into a balloon and then he would be the limp empty suit, which they show in here too.
Right.
Yeah, it seems like Giffen was like Howard Bender, you're onto something.
I always thought the blowing up part looked kind of silly, but when I think about it, it makes perfect sense. It's a perfect visual way of giving you the idea that he's inflating.
So here's the really tragic part. He finally gets the hang of the suit, and then he's like, all right, you scientist guys, it's time for me to leave and go live my life. And he's going to go try and track down his old girlfriend and tell her that he's still alive. Or his identity still exists, I guess. I don't know if you could say he's alive. I guess he's alive.
Yeah.
But they have this whole Frankenstein scene, which in the comic is not as exciting as the cover, like you said.
Right. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense that she'd be scared of a guy walking around in a spacesuit in this century where there's aliens walking around and robots and, green people and yellow people.
But yeah, Carrie, his girlfriend, she's utterly horrified when this stranger in a spacesuit taps on her shoulder and she runs away.
Right.
Maybe what they should have done is had it be like a prototype suit that looks a more messed up and weird.
Well,
or something.
It should have been. She acts startled and he goes, "Calm down, it's me." like just reflexively, like forgetting for a second that he isn't really there anymore.
Oh yeah, it would be like in Twin Peaks: The Return. I always mention this all the time. So much good imagery in that when right. Laura Palmer's mom takes her face off at the bar to some trucker.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, what is it in there? Like a weird swirling void of horror or something inside her face.
Holy shit. Yeah. What was that? Was that in the newer one?
Yeah. It was in
the
Return.
That was awesome. When are we going to just turn this into a Twin Peaks, The Return?
Somebody's already done that. Probably way smarter people than us has already done that.
Lots of people. There were people doing that on the fly at the time. I remember listening to at least 2 different podcasts.
Yeah, I think I was listening to one. But see, no one is doing Legion of Superhero Comics. Well, no one as good as us.
Right.
But Carrie freaks out. She runs away. She gets in her car and she flies away. She's so hysterical. This is the most hysterical person. And she's about to crash her car into a basketball game.
I love it. It's like a flying basketball court.
And Wildfire has but one choice. He's got to stop her to save them. And so he blows up her car. I was like, is he going to kill her? That would be a good angle, is for him to be like, I was forced to kill the woman I love to save a space basketball team.
It's a little goofy. I mean, especially since it's only 1 or 2 pages after him showing off the multitude of powers he has. He has all the powers of the Legionnaires. Surely he could have used one of those.
Yeah, the thing where he turns into Colossal Boy and grabs that
just grab the ship
and
said, the only thing I can do is blow the ship up and hope she survives.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it doesn't even say some shit like, on a good day, no one can go faster than me in the whole universe.
Right.
But I wasn't fast enough then or something.
Right.
Like you could have been pretty fast, I bet. Faster than her stupid spaceship, like going 55.
I mean, he has complete control over any element, just like Chemical King.
Now Carrie's in the hospital. She may not make it. She still looks like she's pretty good shape. She didn't get burned up or anything, but she's got like a weird helmet on.
Feeding tube. She might be a vegetable.
Could be, yeah.
I don't know if I can say that anymore.
I don't think like
maybe you can't.
Yeah, I don't think you can say vegetable anymore. But Wildfire takes it real personally. He feels responsible for this girl being a sort of a knee-jerk hysterical lunatic. He says, if she hadn't been running from me, none of this would have happened. When she saw me, she thought I was a monster, and heaven help me, she was right. She was right. And he has this really dramatic truck-in thing of him throwing his fists in the air in discouragement.
I thought he was trying to punch himself in the face. I don't know. No, you're right.
Don't hit yourself. You were the oldest. You did that to your brother, right? Where you grab his hand and hit him with it?
Of course.
Don't hit yourself.
Of course.
See, I'm the youngest, so that happened to me where I was forced to hit myself. And I'm still hitting myself inside in my heart.
It's where the self-deprecation began.
I just need my mother to say, don't hit yourself. Well, I'm on page 19 to 20. You there yet?
I'm on 19.
19 to 20 has a lot of panels. It's all recap. I think this is like Roy Thomas is like, I'm going to rehash all of Superboy 281 or some shit on these 2 pages.
Yeah, I just noticed the Enterprise is in there, really small on the top.
Oh yeah, there it is. But here's the limp Wildfire costume. He's blown his whole load, and he's left limp and spent. His containment suit.
Right. Used condom. Gross. Probably smells like a used condom.
I was doing some yard work the other day, and on the side of the street,
Oh,
There was the used
no.
condom there, like somebody was having sex in their car right in front of my house.
Oh. At least they practice safe sex outside or in their car.
Just take the trash with you, please.
I've rarely encountered that, but I'm just rationalizing to keep myself from being disgusted. I just always assume it's like some kids got a hold of one at like the convenience store.
I don't know.
Maybe you're right. It's good to know people are practicing safe sex.
They're still doing it. Yeah, I think people like it's like a discreet meeting, but like in a car, like outside of my house overnight. Come on, like you're not going to impress a girl with this, like maybe that's the only one time you'll have sex with her.
Well, I realize you were probably not that sexually active in your teens, but when you are a teenager, you can't like take them to your parents' house. So what you end up doing is parking somewhere.
Yeah. I guess I didn't assume it was a teenager. I assumed it was an adult. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was just some kids.
Of course, they say kids don't have sex anymore.
I don't think anybody does, but they must.
I think they do. I think that's just old people talking. Sounds like something like Bill Maher rants about shit like that all the time.
I'm sure it'd be nice to have sex once in a while.
Alas.
I remember it used to be fun.
Alas, we are married.
I mean, my back hurts, so it probably would suck. But
yeah, it was all right, as I recall.
Yeah.
The older I get, the less testosterone I have, the less it bothers me.
Oh. Yeah, you're a little older than me. You must be like 15 years older than me because all I want to do is pork.
Pork. Fork you. Yeah, it's a lot of work. And then you're winded. You're sweaty. And it's gross. And you're like, what am I doing?
Like, she couldn't really like me for me. She just likes my giant body.
Giant body. I thought you were going to say giant cock. But no.
My body.
You just love me for my big gut.
My big thing.
My big ass belly.
Oh, boy.
So then we cover even another. Is this his second or third appearance? Did we do this one?
No,
I
we
can't
didn't.
fucking
This
remember.
Molecular Master guy?
Yeah, Molecule Master, isn't it? Oh, I guess it is the... Can't be, right?
I think they might have switched it back to Molecule Master.
Yeah.
They say he was an android created by the Time Trapper to join the Legion and I guess destroy it from within somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Time Trapper is thinking small doing stuff like that, but who am I to question the great Time Trapper?
Yeah, it involved the Miracle Machine too. I think we may need to cover this one. We
may need to do a whole career spanning Miracle Machine mystery machine roundup. Just get to the bottom of this stupid Miracle Machine.
Imagine having like this cosmic cube, this genie's lamp that can solve all your problems, and then consistently forgetting to use it.
Well, yeah, you don't want to take it out of that box because it's a literal Pandora's box.
Pain in the ass.
And a pain in the ass.
See, that would have been a great story, like where they do that. And like, why not? Let's do it. But they manage to make the universe worse with it. And in the end, somehow they get it all back to normal and they seal it back up. And they're like, that's why we don't use it. Because it's like that weird where if you wish something that you think you want, there are ripple effects. It makes other things that you like worse.
Yeah, it could be a combo of Pandora's box story and like the genie, the lamp kind of story.
Like, it's a weird thing for the controllers to give these guys. Like, maybe that's the idea. Like, they feel like, this is awesome. They gave us this powerful weapon, but the controllers like, these dummies, this is going to be the end of them.
I mean, the controllers are just goofing around. We're talking about the Miracle Machine because Wildfire in his third appearance used a Miracle Machine to stop Molecular Master and to get his... Wildfire had been dispersed into 1 billion energy particles, and after a year, he gets himself all back together. He goes back to headquarters, but his containment suit is preserved in a force field, And so he somehow uses the miracle machine to restore his physicality and stop Molecular Master.
This is almost a trope in comics. I mean, I've encountered it many times. I can't think of a single example except this one where a character is introduced and dies within the same issue, but then the fans love him, so they have to figure out some way to bring the character back a few months later.
See, that's why they have the miracle machine. That's the only purpose it serves, is for when the fans want something, they can go and ask the miracle machine. The guys in the comic book can listen to the fans out here in Earth Prime and go to the miracle machine turn back the clock.
Someone got a hold of that miracle machine and wished that the Earth was back and the Legion was teenagers again.
Wait, how come they didn't do that?
It destroyed everything. Why didn't they do it? Because he ate it. But yeah, maybe that's why we're covering this, because when we get back to 5 years later, we'll see Tenzil Kim, who may or may not have been somewhat changed from his eating of the miracle machine.
Yeah, but how come we didn't read the one where he eats the miracle machine?
What page are we on, sir?
We're still on page 21.
Let's get back to the 30th century.
I don't know. Look, this is a replay now of a Dave Cockrum drawing.
Mm-hmm.
He saved them all with the miracle machine thing, and now he's a member of the team. And it was his vow once he becomes a member of the Legion of Superheroes. I guess I don't remember that happening, but earlier in this issue. But he said that once he became a member of the team, he's going to go back and say hi to that professor and his daughter who gave him the suit. He gets back there and she's like, "Hey, he's dead." And then this is where she's going to kill him. She's going to try and suck all of his energy out. In typical supervillain fashion, will take all your energy and destroy man.
Was there something about maybe she had been siphoning off a little of his energy to keep her father alive when he was around? Maybe not.
Yeah, she does say that. I used to use this machine to siphon just enough energy to keep him alive. Because Wildfire says something like, you used to do tests on me in this machine and I felt a little groggy at the end of every time.
Mm.
Yeah, so she was still keeping him alive up until Wildfire disappeared a year ago. And it was just an accident. She's pissed at Wildfire, but he didn't mean to leave. He went on a mission and he got exploded. He saved the galaxy.
Right.
And this lady's all bent out of shape because, well, he accidentally was non-physical for a year.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife was pissed at me when I was non-physical for a year too one time.
I think my wife was relieved. Relieved. This is tragic, but also kind of stupid because he's been sort of dead for the last year, and they brought his suit back, and it's just been sitting around, I guess, Legion headquarters or something all these months. So the suit was like right down the street.
Oh, yeah. She just could have gotten in touch with the Legionnaires.
Right.
They probably would have lent it to this guy to save his life.
Right. They weren't expecting him to come back.
Wow. So really, she should be trying to kill fucking Lightning Lad or whoever.
Yeah.
Instead of Wildfire. Because Wildfire didn't even know, right? He was a billion miles away broken into a billion particles.
Right.
I didn't even think of that. That's maybe the biggest tragedy in this whole story of Wildfire, is that guy's life could have been saved, except that his one means of survival was in a force field in Legion headquarters, right next to the miracle machine. Which
could have cured him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's like, "Oh, this suit, it's in there. It can save me, but I can't get it out." And he leans on the miracle machine. He's like, "How do I get that out of there?"
Is that how it happened?
No.
It'd be so dumb.
I'm talking about the scientist, not about Wildfire himself. The scientist is doing a tour of Legion headquarters, and they're like, "We can't let any of this stuff out of the reference library." And he's like, "But that'll save my life."
I was going to say, if it was Wildfire that did that, you would think he would be, make me a man again.
Yeah. Yeah, what the
fuck?
And
plus he knows that...
No, he did. Wildfire did do it to save himself. He used the miracle machine, but he didn't use it to turn himself back into a man.
He's dumb.
It's so fucking dumb. He's like, "Get me my suit." Oh, Jesus. All right, I don't have any more sympathy for these guys.
Not a bright guy.
Well, plus it's still there.
Yep.
Like, how many months or years was Wildfire moping around because he's not a human being anymore, and the Miracle Machine's right there. It's their property. They can do whatever they want with it.
Right. Why not when he's getting his life sucked out being, hey, let me just go back and I'll use the Miracle Machine and bring your dad back.
Yeah. Like he's probably the leader of the team and he's like, listen, let's have Matter Eater Lad eat this thing and just get it out of our lives. Like the ability to solve any of our problems with just a wish. It's too big of a responsibility. I know I'm just a ball of energy, tragically surviving in a robotic form, but I know that we don't need a device that can solve any problem with just a wish. Eat this, get rid of it.
It's gone by now, though, right? But this is not now.
Right. There was a whole period where Wildfire was a Legionnaire, had access to the still extant Miracle Machine, and evidently never once thought that, I could turn myself back into a human. He wouldn't have his powers anymore. Maybe that's why.
Why wouldn't he? He'd be like, give me a body plus let me keep my powers.
Oh, well, yeah, he could do that. That would be a little selfish to make that wish.
It would? All the other guys have bodies and powers.
Yeah, but to take advantage of your position as the leader of the Legion of Superheroes to say, instead of saying, make me the way I was before I was tragically turned into the condition I am now, instead make me like I was before, but give me superpowers. Like, yeah, but and he wouldn't have been able to do that if he weren't the team leader.
But he wouldn't be. But would that be a paradox though? Because then he'd be instantly disqualified because he wouldn't have powers.
Well, yeah, if he turned back into a human, he wouldn't be a team member anymore. He couldn't be. That's true. But it's just a bridge too far for him to be the Wildfire. He's achieved membership in the Legion of Superheroes, but he's only a superhero because of this tragedy.
Yeah.
And then to make a wish and say, well, I want everything without the tragedy, and then get it. And the only way that he got it is because he's already nepotismed in there,
I mean, I understand why that would make for a shitty story or make him
a shitty person.
I guess it makes him a shitty person. But he wants to continue saving people, right? Being a force for good.
Yeah, just that he wouldn't, in a way, he's using his access as a Legionnaire to enrich himself.
Maybe, but it seems like something you could morally rationalize pretty freaking easily. Like, you'd be like, every time we go out in a fight, I get a rip in my suit, and next thing you know, I'm off the battlefield. If I have a physical body, you don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm having a hard time articulating my position on this one.
You're just a moral absolutist.
Yeah, I guess so. It just kind of seems like you're taking money out of the cash register or something if you were to do that.
Yeah, but it's limitless, is it not?
That's true. Then how come they don't just turn everybody in Metropolis into a superhero?
Why don't they do? Nothing about having it has made any sense to me ever.
Right.
From the moment they got it and just put it in their basement, like in a way, every issue all through the 70s made it all felt like, why are you going through all this trouble? They never bothered to come up with some throwaway line limitation to make it all make sense. Like, it'd be too dangerous to mess with that. We'd change reality beyond recognizability.
Did we see maybe Jim Shooter had some plan in mind for the Miracle Machine and it just never came to fruition because he had to go to grad school or something?
I'm certain it was something like that.
Yeah.
Like, whoever thought of it wasn't around to finish it.
Yeah.
Or utilize it. And then, for the bulk of the issues afterwards, most people just forgot it even was there. Maybe every now and then, every couple of years, someone would write in, don't they still have that thing in the basement? And they go, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Too bad.
I don't even remember what issue that was. Was it Jim Shooter's second run? Because it involved the controllers, right? I think of that as being the 70s. They weren't around in Adventure Comics, were they?
Wasn't the Miracle Machine down there when they were fighting Mordru?
Was it?
I don't know. We did a video about it.
We'll have to watch it. I'll watch it and find out. Yeah, let's keep the miracle machine right next to our worst enemy. Most powerful weapon in the universe.
It's down there in their vault with Mordru and with the machine that makes all the serum to keep Mon-El alive. It's all in the same place.
Right.
Anyway, this girl, her name is Zira. She's in love with Wildfire, but she also wants to kill him. But she has second thoughts. She decides not to kill him, but she also says, "Don't touch me. I never want to see you again."
Boy, that brings back memories, doesn't it?
Not for me. No woman has ever said that to me. Any woman who's ever been touched by me is like, "Why did you stop touching me? How dare you?"
I hear this at least 7 times a day. 7 different ladies.
Oh, geez. But yeah, so that's Wildfire's second big heartbreak of this issue. They don't even get into Dawnstar, the Dawnstar Wildfire relationship in this comic. But that's just sort of like a prolonged version of maybe the other 2 relationships he has in this comic.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought like the whole thing with this lady Zira, I don't know, they never brought her back again.
I know.
There's interesting story possibilities there because there's the thing you said where maybe she didn't want to reveal that he was still alive because it turns out it's because she was stealing his life force to keep her father alive, I guess. But then also there may be some other reasons for that. And there's the whole idea that they really are using him for a guinea pig. There's also something that Wildfire mentions in the comic that he doesn't actually remember. He almost explains it in a way that makes it seem as if his whole life prior to being turned into the energy being, he doesn't remember and somebody else told him that. It's kind of what it makes it sound like a little bit. It's like he doesn't remember what was happening when he got blown up until after he got put into the containment. So he doesn't remember that. But it also kind of implied that he didn't remember prior to that either. So that all that shit where he's the guy and making a disruption in class and stuff like that might be false memories. And he might actually be the gruff, fat, middle-aged guy that you theorize that he ought to be.
Well, I mean, if you go that far, maybe he never had a physical
that
life.
could be it too. Yeah, it's just there's some mystery and some secrets there that Zira knows that maybe Wildfire doesn't actually know. They should explore that.
Yeah, there's so many ways they could have made this story more interesting. Like maybe they didn't have the heart to tell him that he didn't have a body, so they said, "Don't lift your mask. Do not lift your mask. Not right now. It's keeping you alive. Maybe someday we'll get you out of that suit, but right now you need to keep it on." And then one day he just can't resist. He has to see. That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this comic is fine. I think it lays the groundwork for a lot of different possibilities with Wildfire that just were never looked at again, you know?
Right.
Like even this shit with his girlfriend who, like on this page, he's like, "Well, all right, Zira's done with me. I'm going to go meet up with Carrie again, his ex."
Like, "That's right. I got one girl left. Let's go."
Yeah, right. Well, maybe I can meet up with her again. And he sees that she's in love with some other hot guy
who looks exactly like him.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. She's like, "This is the park that you used to go to with him, isn't it?" And she's like,
mm-hmm.
"Yeah, I used to love him very much the way I love you now." Yeah, it's like she just like, you know that guy Pete Toms? He has this cartoonist. He has his poodle dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I was speaking to him one time and he was telling me about his dog and I was like, "This is your second one of this poodle dog, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, when my last dog passed away, I went to the animal shelter and I found another of the same dog."
You give him the same name?
He might have, but it's like, I treat the dog as if it's the same dog. It's kind of the paraphrase. And you know, it looks the same, probably has a similar disposition. It's just a poodle, you know what I mean? It's kind of what this girl did with this guy.
Yeah.
Only it's a human instead of a dog.
Right.
So, I don't know, maybe Wildfire's better off without her, even though she's a babe and they were in love. He was easily replaced in her mind and heart.
Yes. Do we know how she got off life support?
It just took a year.
Yeah. Another thing he could have done with the miracle machine.
Yeah, he could have fixed all the things that he blamed himself for, but he didn't do it.
Yeah. They really did fuck up not having him show, especially his face to her, because that would have immediately explained why she would freak out enough to jump in a car and drive wildly.
Yeah, and it could have even have like burned her or something. That would have been kind of cool. Like when he flips up his helmet, like he just kind of forgets himself.
Or maybe he hadn't realized yet, like he hadn't bothered. He didn't dare lift the mask before. He heeded their advice, but he's so desperate to show her that it's him, and she freaks out and he's like, "What?" And then he looks in a mirror or something. And
right. And meanwhile, she's lost all her hair and stuff like that because she looked into the. Oh no! Because she looked inside his helmet into the belly of the beast, and now she has skin cancer.
Oh yeah,
or antimatter sickness.
That happened in the comic. Maybe I think it might have been Watchmen. I'm not positive on that, but I think like Dr. Manhattan's first girlfriend back in like the 50s when he became, because since he's immortal, he just ends up with a new young sidekick every few decades. But his original one, I think she ended up getting cancer from spending years near him.
That sounds about right.
You should probably read that. What's a dog star?
I don't know. I've heard that word before. Where do they say it here?
Well, they say it on like page 2.
Oh.
They make some dumb pun. That's okay.
Anyway, Wildfire, he's spying on them, but when they catch him, he's like, "I wasn't spying on you. I was just coming to talk to this girl because I saved her. I want to see how she was doing." He's going to reveal initially that he's Drake Burroughs, her ex, but then he doesn't have the courage or the heart to do so since she's found somebody new now and replaced him. And so he just flies away. He's like, "Gotta be going. Forget it, buddy."
It's such a lame excuse. Like, he's hiding in the tree, and they're like, "Hey, you get out, come out of here." And he jumps out of the tree, and he's like, "Oh, I just came to tell you, I'm sorry I scared you last time." It's like, maybe quit creeping around, stalking.
Why are you doing such scary shit all the time? Weirdo. Mm. Yeah, and he can fly. Like, he doesn't need to hang out in a tree. Mm-hmm. But they're cool with that. And so that's the end of his thing. And he's like, "All right, you applicants.
That's right.
That's why I behaved this way when you guys kissed me.
But you can't join the team. Don't call us. We'll call you. Take these faulty flight rings and jump off the edge of the building."
Right. And then meanwhile, Lightning Lad has been watching him the whole time. And Lightning Lad's like, "I knew
a lot of creeping.
I knew this shit all the time. We investigate everybody. We knew this stuff that he thought was a secret from us."
I know. And it like turns into like Jim Sherman for one panel.
Yeah, I was like, this must be he traced a photograph of a movie actor or somebody, but I couldn't figure out who this guy was. Like, is that like a Robert Redford photo or something almost?
So this last like page or two, especially the very last page, it just feels like we got some extra pages, this extra link story.
Uh-huh.
Can you pad it out a little bit? Because there's really almost nothing happening. You could cut the last page out of this book and it would be fine.
You could. It gets a little... Yeah, you could. I mean, I kind of like the detail of Lightning Lad being like, "We already knew all this upstairs in the management offices.
But I'm spying anyway to see if he changes the story any.
Right.
Make sure he isn't trying to groom these kids or...
Yeah. So I think that's kind of interesting. And they sort of have this quiet moment of Wildfire talking to himself, saying how great the Legion of Superheroes team is because his girlfriends are just going to leave him. Mm-hmm. I think that's sort of what he's feeling. And lucky for him, eventually he has a girlfriend who is a member of the Legion of Superheroes, so no one will ever leave him. But yeah, it's a little like there's those pages earlier in the book where it's like really dense with dialogue and text from recap. And they maybe could have spread that over more than 2 pages and not had as these flabby, empty last 2 pages.
So it's a nice drawing of the headquarters. And this one gets blown up towards the end. Do they have this one through Great Darkness Saga or...
Wait, Great Darkness Saga?
Or is it already gone?
Well, do you remember that the Christmas issue story, the Garcia Lopez one, where it starts out and Superboy is like, oh, they're really coming along with the new headquarters.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's...
Is that the floating one? The one with all the floating shit?
No.
Oh.
I feel like this one gets destroyed and they rebuild a duplicate of it.
Oh.
And the one that's like, yeah, the floating one, that happens. That's a Giffen thing that happens. It's got to be like issue 310 or something like that, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, there's something that's similar to this orange one all the way through, but it gets destroyed and then rebuilt again. Like Earth War, maybe. It gets destroyed, and then there's a new one, but it looks exactly the same, I think.
Yeah.
And this issue takes place quite a bit after Earth War. I don't know. We need a headquarters timeline. We need a Legion leader timeline, a headquarters timeline, Miracle Machine timeline.
Yeah. What the hell, man? I feel like very little of this was detailed well in the Who's Who's.
Yep. No, I think your best bet is the $29.95 Legion source book. But even that is kind of retroactive type of information. Like it's all shoehorned to fit a certain agenda.
You mean the truth?
Yeah. Yeah. I just wish I had the memory, and I don't, to recall who was leader at what time and in which issues.
27 pages. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's a solid long comic, huh? The seams are showing here and there where you could tell that Roy Thomas was trying to make sure that he told his story, but it was also reverent to those couple of earlier Superboy stories. But that's kind of Roy Thomas's stock and trade, right? Of retrofitting old comic books with a new story of his devising, right? That's all he does.
Or retrofitting an old character with his devising. Like Wolverine.
Oh, Wolverine.
He retrofitted his devising of just as soon as all the other witnesses were dead.
Yeah.
What a ham. What a ham.
He's a character.
I'd get his name in that next movie. Some royalties.
But the Roy Thomas work at DC is all throwback stuff. I mean, he began it at Marvel with like shit like Invaders. But then it gets to DC and he's doing All-Star Squadron. Is that what it was? Young All-Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like this thing. Writing Secret Origins.
Yeah, but Young All-Stars, that's kind of like Infinity Incorporated, right? Like it's like a next generation of characters.
Yeah, but it's like the immediate next generation of characters, whereas Infinity Incorporated is the 1980s. It's the kids of the Golden Age 40s characters, and Young All-Stars is like the sidekicks or like the Teen Titans of the 40s guys, and it takes place in the 40s or 50s or something, is the way I understand it. I never read that title. But I think they're also meant to fill in the roles of some of those 40s guys who got erased with Crisis, right?
Right. I was going to say, I think it almost is two different books, because once Crisis happens, then it becomes very much about all these like Iron Monroe and Fury, who are like, I think, supposed to be like Superman and Wonder Woman.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been meaning to look at those because I kind of like those kinds of characters. The Kent Shakespeares that had to be created post-Crisis.
Yeah, maybe Kent Shakespeare is a 30th century descendant of Iron Monroe.
He's a descendant of Superman, fool. But yeah, that's a good idea.
It's a little funnier if he's an Iron Monroe descendant, like the great-great-grandchild of Fury and Iron Monroe. When Iron Monroe had to become, in an Alan Moore comic, had to become a male prostitute, and he accidentally got Fury pregnant.
I think Fury has some kid that, maybe one of her kids is in...
Oh, it's probably Jade and Obsidian or something.
No.
That's like Green Lantern's
Harlequin.
kids. Harlequin, okay. Yeah, I mean, those Young All-Stars might be interesting. But all that to say, that was kind of what Roy Thomas started doing at DC. Golden Age, making it all fit together with their new continuity.
And he has made it clear in interviews since that he was never a fan of these characters. I think he was just doing it for the money or whatever, but he was never he could not get himself interested in them, in the Legion. So his tenure was very short. I thought it was a little longer, but I think it's just 6 issues. It's very short.
In this thing, is it in this where they're like, hey, the new writer of the Legion of Superheroes is Roy Thomas. But then, yeah, like by the time they publish that, he's not the writer anymore.
Right. And as we mentioned before, even like the last couple of those few issues he did, not including this one, Levitz scripted.
Or plotted.
Well, he's listed as the scripter.
Oh. And what's Thomas listed as?
Like story, I think. Story, plot. And I don't, who knows what that means? I wonder if it means Roy's already left and Levitz is just finishing his story.
Yeah, like we got hold of Roy Thomas's notepad, turned it into a whole comic book. Yeah, that's possible. But I guess officially Levitz's long legendary run of Legion comics doesn't begin until the issue after this one, even though he might have been the real mastermind behind the few right before it.
The scripter. I don't think he wants to take credit for the ideas, maybe.
Like Roy Thomas was the Jack Kirby and Paul Levitz was the Stan Lee.
Jimmy James is the...
Jimmy James. Next issue, The Soul Thief from the Stars.
Is that Keith Giffen?
Yeah, this is Keith Giffen, Dr. Fate drawing here in this last page.
Nice.
Yeah, I bet this is the first Keith Giffen drawing in a Legion comic.
You think?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because
next issue, it's all Broderick. And the issue after that, it's mostly Broderick and then backup by Keith Giffen. They do that maybe 2 issues and then flip-flop.
Did they start that with the second issue?
I don't know. I think it started kind of soon. I don't think Pat Broderick lasted too long as
he didn't.
Full-time Legion artist.
You know, though, he drew Firestorm forever. Like, he seemed to be able to keep up there. Maybe he was doing both at the same time.
Yeah, man, I don't think he's a dude who's incapable of finishing a monthly comic. I don't know. Maybe he didn't like working on the team book. Or
too many damn characters.
Maybe Paul Levitz was just too nice of a guy for him.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was.
Anyway, Spotlight on Wildfire, Legion of Superheroes 283. Yeah, that's his whole story. He's cool. He's the Wolverine of the Legion, not Timberwolf.
See you in 1,000 years.
God. Yep, I know. Don't touch me. I never want to see you again.